Hello, we're now going live. Now let me go get my guests. All right. Okay, we have two invites posted for Paul and for Sal. Okay, so anyone who views this, we've got about 15 minutes, sorry about that, before they join me. I'm going to try my best to remember not to talk with my hands so that I don't trip my webcam out. What did I just do? Bless my pointed little heart. Okay, so I'm going to be mellow and not talk with my hands tonight. And I'm not going to be overly. There I go. I'm going to have to sit on them. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is going to be challenging. Okay, so I am ready. I am ready to go. Hello. Again, for anyone who may be watching, it doesn't show that I have any viewers, but for anybody who may be watching, we actually go at 6 o'clock. I get online a little bit early, and I have a half an hour call time for my guests who typically have a little bit of trouble getting on Google Hangout. So we're just waiting at this point, and then we'll get them on, and at 6 o'clock sharp, we're going to get going on Your Business Accelerated. So if you want to go away and come back in precisely 40 minutes, then we're going to get going live. And then I'm going to actually edit this piece on YouTube. And YouTube is going to allow me to take all of this pre-production stuff right off the front end and then just post my little vlog cast on my social media. So I really like it. It's fun. It's fun. It gives me an opportunity to get to know more people than I would normally get to know just sitting in my office waiting for the phone to ring, waiting for you to call. So here we go. Okay, I think we're good. I have a lot of gray in my hair, don't I? It's about 50% gray. And the funny thing is, I stopped coloring it as soon as it started turning gray. I kept it like this dark auburn, basically my whole adult life from, I don't know, 20 on. And then when I discovered this little plug on top of my head, now it's of course spread everywhere, but it was a plug right here that started it all back. Well, I took the bar exam, and then I parted my hair one day, and I had this white plug. It wasn't even like gray strands. It was a whole full-on plug of white hair that appeared overnight. It was the bar exam. Yes, it was. California. Go to Louisiana. Take their bar. Do something else. Become a shoemaker. Anything else. The good news about being an attorney is that they have to pay you. No matter what you do. Coming in the door, you have that Esquire behind your name. They have to pay you. And that's beautiful. I've even been on jobs where they had to pay everybody because I would have come in at a higher salary than everybody else on staff. So they had to pay everybody, give everybody a raise just to hire me. Yeah, you want me working in your outfit. Somebody out there, find me a job. And, oh, we have one viewer. Hello there. I'm just playing around. I'm waiting for my guests to arrive. I don't know if that is either Paul or Sal. If it is one of you, for an invitation from me to join a Google Hangout. So take a look in your Google Plus, and I am looking forward to getting going. Okay, we seem to be good to go. Okay, so for my viewer, we are actually going to go live at 6 o'clock. This is a weekly show, Your Business Accelerated. Started as a podcast, and I heard about the Google Hangouts and started using them, and got this webinar platform that I like to use. So if you are hanging out, then just go open a second tab and go to businessbootcamponline.com/your-business-accelerated with one L, with an A, ACCELERATED. And there you will find the actual registration page so that you can sign up for our weekly vlog cast. And I'm excited to bring it. I'm excited to be here. So I'm just waiting for my guests to arrive. I'm going to put up a lower third. Turn it around. Yay! Okay. And I am going to I don't know what the heck it is with these overlays. They just never seem to work. But hey, it's new technology, and it's free technology for your business. So let's see now. Let's see if we can load up a logo. Okay. Well, it appears as though it is not allowing me to choose a logo today. I don't know why.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's try it again.
Hey.
Hello there. Is that Paul and or Sal? Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, we're on. I just need to get us connected here. Okay.
Hello, Sal.
How do you see her?
I see you. Can you see me?
Now.
There's Paul.
Yeah.
Hello. I can see you both.
Hi, Sean. How you doing? Just testing this out real quick.
Okay, terrific. I'm glad you can hear me.
No, it's mine because I'm connected mic. So let me just get this taken care of.
So each, I guess. So we can show ourselves stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and Paul's gonna join us right now.
Okay, fabulous. Is he joining from a separate computer?
Yes, is that okay?
Yes, there might be a little bit of feedback with the two of you if you're in the same room.
Okay, we could be in one computer. Let me just set them up here. I'm just
okay, that might even work.
I'm making them work a little harder.
Keep them honest.
How's our
Hi,
audio?
Sean.
Is it too loud or are we good?
No, your audio is perfect.
Okay.
Hello, Paul. I can see you.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
Doing great. I like your backdrop there.
Thank you. That's nothing more beautiful than houses, at least to us.
There you go. There you go. Okay. We are up and running. It is, you're probably my second guest that has managed to just get on and get up and get running. The show is actually a live show, and we have some 20 some odd people, I think, registered to watch. So we are ready to go in 30 minutes. So if you want to just leave everything exactly like it is, don't touch anything. It's perfect. And then just do whatever you want to do for 30 minutes. Maybe come back in 25, and we'll just do the last couple of minutes of adjustments, and then we'll just get going with the show.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Now, the funny thing about Google Hangout is that they do not have an opening. So when you come back, you're going to see a platform that I sort of have stretched across the screen. And then we will sit down, get ourselves adjusted, and then I will remove that, put up the lower third, and then I'll just start the show. There's no official beginning. Okay?
Do we stay connected now, or should we exit out?
No, no, no. Stay connected. Leave everything just like it is.
Okay.
All right, sounds
Got
good.
it. We'll see you in a few then. Okay.
Awesome. We'll see you in at 5 till.
All right, perfect. So I'm gonna leave it there. Okay. Perfect.
I'm gonna look at the.
Okay. Well, my guests are ready to go. The show actually begins at 6 o'clock sharp. I see I have a viewer. And if you want to maybe go grab a sandwich and a cup of coffee and do your hair and take a shave and do a few other things, make a call, write a letter, and come back at 6 o'clock, we will be here and ready to really share some awesome, awesome information with you. So thank you so much for joining us right here on Your Business Accelerated. Okay, I just took us live on the webinar platform. So those of you who may be joining us a little bit early on that webinar platform, don't worry, we're going to get going at 6 o'clock sharp. It's 5:33 Pacific time right now. So go grab yourself a cup of coffee and do whatever else you have to do, and I will see you right back here in 27 minutes. I have a wonderful show planned for you tonight. We are going to be thinking outside the box tonight. So many times people get stuck doing the tried and true. They follow what everyone else is doing in the marketplace, and somehow that's supposed to distinguish them. Somehow that's supposed to help your tribe figure out who you are and what you offer that no one else does. And that is something that you have to really, you have to talk to people. Some people, I guess, have an innate knack for that kind of thing, but I need to talk to people. So we are going to talk tonight to Sal Torres and to Paul Piedrahita, who is collectively, the two of them are going to just wow us with the process that they went through in creating their own business and really tweaking that business model so that it's not the same as every other business model in their industry. It's very, very different. So this is going to be a dynamic discussion this evening. I can't wait to get started. So I'll see you at 6 o'clock right here on Your Business Accelerated. Okay. Okay, we are ready to go. Yes, I'm going to sit right here for the entire 30 minutes because I don't want my computer to hibernate and any of my settings to get messed up. The Google Hangout can be so persnickety, and when it messes up, oh man, you have to reset everything. So why don't I just sit here with you and give you a little Google Hangout tutorial for those of you who are either watching this on the webinar platform. This is actually being housed in a Google Hangout. And so you're watching on the webinar platform, and if you're not watching this live, then you may be watching this on YouTube, and so you're missing the webinar platform entirely. Shame on you. You need to run to businessbootcamponline.com/your-business-accelerated and register so that you can get the notification each and every week dropped right into your inbox as to who we're going to be interviewing. If you want to attend live, that's absolutely fabulous. If you cannot attend live, then we will record it and send it to you in your inbox, just like we do the announcements. So you don't have to worry about a thing. You're not going to miss anything. But we do need you to register so that we know you're interested. So again, go to www.businessbootcamponline.com/your-business-accelerated to register for our weekly Your Business Accelerated webinar casts. What is it, a vlog cast? I'm just trying to keep up. Anyway, so let's talk about Google Hangouts, because this is something that's fairly new, and I've talked with people for probably the last year and a half about how to improve your business, how to keep up with all the rapid changes that are going on. I had a workshop. I actually teach business law at the University of Phoenix, and I did a workshop where we're talking about new tools, and they had me using some video tools and movie making tools. Some of them are very, very good. Some of them are very, very bad. meaning they're not user-friendly. Google Hangout is basically user-friendly. Basically user-friendly. You know, I'm sitting here talking to you behind a banner. Let me turn this off. And let me turn on there. So now you can see my face. You can see my mouth move. You can see who I am. So Google Hangout is fairly user-friendly. If you've ever used GoToWebinar, then it'll be easy for you. The challenge is that the software is a bit unstable, just unstable. They don't always give you exactly what you're looking for. And sometimes your video will freeze up, and sometimes it will not toggle back and forth between you and your guests. So you do have to watch out for that and just sort of be aware. Now, I'm going to step away for just a moment, and my guests, I'm going to be back really quickly because I do not want my computer to go into hibernation. So I'm just here like clicking the mouse every now and again just to keep it going. So I'm going to be back in just a couple of seconds. You hang out for me. Get it? You hang out for me? Alrighty, we are back again, and we are ready to go. And we are clicking the computer so that it does not hibernate. And this Google Hangout does not hibernate or shut down or go crazy, lose its mind in any way. So we are ready to go at 6 o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Now, the funny thing is that I have had a number of guests on the show, and most of them had a horrible time actually joining the Google Hangout. So, we were talking about Google Hangouts. There's two kinds of Google Hangouts. The first kind is just a private party that you might, I'm trying to learn to not talk with my hands because it wigs out my webcam. The first kind of Google Hangout is just a private party that you hold with you and your friends, and you invite up to 10 people on. Now, the more people that you invite onto the Google Hangout, the more unstable it's going to get. So it's best if you have just 1 or 2 or 3, something like that. And you can then have just, you can also separately hold an on-air Google Hangout. This is a different kind of Google Hangout, where you can invite your people to be part of the show, but if it's an on-air Google Hangout, it will be recorded to your YouTube channel. And that means that you don't have to really worry about recording it. You just have to get yourself on your webcam and get that all stable and get your people on. And again, the more people you invite on, the more unstable it gets. So this is the Google Hangout platform, and you know, I like it, but I'm finding that it's different from production. I do have a bit of a production background, and the webcam is not the same as a production camera. You can't move as fast. You can't talk as loudly. You can't talk with your hands because it wigs out the camera. So I'm learning all these things, and I appreciate you for tuning in again and again as I work out these little kinks in the system. But as we move forward, your Business Accelerated is going to be smooth like silk. You're not going to see any seams anywhere. I'm going to learn to keep my hands folded nicely, neatly in my lap. And all will be right with the world. So we are 15 minutes away from going live. So for those of you who are sitting waiting, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time and thank you for your energy. And we are going to come up with some really amazing content for you tonight. So I am going to make a couple of small notes while we are waiting. So, pardon my looking away from you. Let's see, what can I use? Where's my little book? I know. I'll use the desk. I hate to turn my back on you. So what I'll do is I'll just... Good news is I'm a lefty. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry for turning my back on you. I'm just making a few notes for the show, and we are going to get going in about 13 minutes. So if you want to go grab a glass of water, or heck, it's almost 6 o'clock, get a glass of wine, drink one for me, and then meet me back here in 13 minutes. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I see that we have a viewer. Thank you so much for joining us on Your Business Accelerated. I just want to let you know that we are a little bit ahead of schedule. My guests are up and running. You'll see that there are, well, you may not see yet that there are 2 cameras, but there are 2 cameras ready to go. And we are going to get started at the top of the hour, which is in about 11 minutes. So if you want to go grab a glass of water or something like that and meet us back here in 11 minutes, we're going to go right at the top of the hour. And we are going to think outside the box tonight. We are really going to talk about honing your business model. So I want you to put on your thinking cap, and I want you to really consider how you are just following the crowd and how you might break away from that. because that's what we're talking about tonight on Your Business Accelerated. We'll see you right here in about 10 minutes. All righty, we're going in 10. Thank you for joining me on Your Business Accelerated. We are going to go in 10 minutes. My guests are away, but they'll be right back. They'll be back in 5, and then we're going to go in 10. So thank you for joining me. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your time. And we have an amazing, amazing show for you tonight on Your Business Accelerated. We are going to help you redefine your business model. It's not going to be the same after tonight's show. Okay, so I'm going to Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Your Business Accelerated. We're going to get started right at the top of the hour. So don't go away. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on Your Business Accelerated. We're going to get going in just a few minutes. My guests will be back. We're going right at the top of the hour, so we'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock sharp. Thank you. Yay! Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back.
Hello, hello.
Yay! Okay, we're about 6 minutes out, and we're 5 minutes out. Time flies, and we are ready to go.
Sweet. Need some new chairs.
All right, I'm excited. Excited to get started.
Super excited.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I'm very, very much looking forward to chatting with the two of you about how you thought outside the box in creating your business model, first of all, and secondly, the dynamics of working in a partnership, because that's something that is not easy for a lot of people to do. So I'm excited to chat with the two of you this evening.
That's true. It's definitely a it's you have to have a certain level of communication and all that. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. Well,
when you're in,
let's keep it fresh. Let's keep it fresh. We're gonna go in about 4 minutes.
Sure.
So, did you get a chance to look at the webinar platform? I think I sent you a link.
To the webinar platform?
Yeah, this is we're holding this in a Google Hangout.
Yeah.
But it's actually being aired on my proprietary webinar platform. So that if I will, yes, I did. I think I texted it to you, and I will email it to you again. Don't worry about it. It's not a biggie. I just it's just something for you to see at some point.
Is it the original email you sent us?
Yes, it would be in the original email.
Okay.
So at some point,
yeah.
You know, whenever you get a chance, that'll be awesome. So you can see it. I have my little graphics up. I'm so proud.
Let me see here. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, because I have my other computer here too.
Oh, awesome! You guys are up to date, running.
So that's
fun.
I'm looking for the link. Let's see.
There we go.
What do you need?
A link to see the platform there. To see. There's a link to the
actual
platform.
Yeah, you'll see. You don't have to see it now. It's not going to affect the show at all.
No problem.
So it's just something I wanted to show you both, and I'll email it to you again going forward. So don't even worry.
You find yourself looking over there, right?
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to go in 2 minutes, gentlemen.
All right.
Sure.
Position us so we both come out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give me a short chair.
That's those partnership dynamics again.
Right hand on the right chair, on the right side.
All righty, we're going in 1 minute.
How about that? Oh, crack it.
And by the way, we are live. Just so you know. Just so you know, before you start humping and pumping.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get going. You are going to see me remove the banner and put up my lower third, and I will just start the show. All right, so let's go. Okay. Go and welcome once again to Your Business Accelerated. I am your host, attorney Sean B. Arnold, and I am so excited to be here with you today. I have a couple of very, very special guests who are going to help you think outside the box and put a spin on your business model. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about getting into partnerships as well, and some of the dynamics involved and how to do that the best way so that you can get the profits that you want and you can get the peace and the sleep at night that you need. So before we get started, however, let me tell you a little bit about what we are doing here on Your Business Accelerated. This has been an audio podcast. Some of you have been with me for about a year and a half, and I have been dropping these messages into your inbox on a weekly basis. And one of the messages that I have given you the most is stay abreast of technology and what is available to help you build your business. So that is what we are doing here on Your Business Accelerated. We are staying abreast of technology. We've gone video, very exciting stuff. So thank you for joining us. And, you know, this actually coincides with the launch of the 2014 Entrepreneur KickStarter Business Mastery Circle. And this is your mastermind group that I'm going to tell you more about later on in the show. But right now, I want to introduce to you two gentlemen that I just adore. They are entrepreneurs, they are business partners, they are doing it like nobody else, and they have created a company that is becoming a tour de force in the industry. So I want you to lean forward on this and find out how it's done. I want to introduce you first to Sal Torres. Sal Torres is an entrepreneur. He is a real estate broker, a marketing consultant, and a financing and investment advisor. Sal says, it took me 5 years to hit $1 million net worth, and it took me 6 years to lose it all. He tells you that success is a journey. It's not a destination. Sal and his partner, Paul, are committed to helping real estate agents build their high net worth while saving them years in trying to figure it out themselves. And that is very, very important to what we're talking about this evening. Now, as a real estate professional, Sal is a broker, and he is founder of Crea Realty Group, Inc., where they take entrepreneur approach in real estate, and that means that their agents are in business for themselves, but not in business by themselves. Again, extremely, extremely important. And as a marketing consultant, Sal specializes in helping his clients with lead generation. And I'm going to let Sal tell you exactly how he does that, because it's extremely special. Now, before we talk to Sal, let me introduce you to Paul. Piedrahita, is that correct? Paul is an entrepreneur, and he is an influencer. He works in the real estate market and in financial services. Paul is in business development, and as a marketing consultant, he is a world-class thinker. Now, Paul has been involved in real estate since 1997. And while going to school, he worked as an office manager for a small real estate firm that was located in New York City's exclusive Soho neighborhood. And although it was a first brief exposure to the industry, which included dealing with clients such as Wolford Stussy and Louis Vuitton, among other retail giants, which left a huge impression on him. Now, after a successful decade writing in the IT industry back home in New York City, Paul arrived in Covina, California, and that was in 2003. It was supposed to be a short stop along his journey to Silicon Valley, which had been calling his name. But he visited his uncle, who was a top producing real estate agent. And it was then and there that he found what he had been looking for, a fresh start. So Paul then became a licensed realtor and began learning what it took to be a top producer. Now, in his 10-year run with Coldwell Banker in Claremont, he saw the market rise, he saw the market fall again, and he saw changes in the landscape of his world, and we're going to talk to him a little bit deeper about that too. And it was then that he learned that there was more that could be done for the client if we wanted to save home ownership dream, and it begins with the agent. So we are going to let Paul tell us more about that as well. So Paul and Sal, I want to welcome you each and both to your Business Accelerated. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. We're more than happy to be a part of this great mastermind group. This is amazing what you're doing. Thank you for having us.
Oh, it is my pleasure. It is absolutely my pleasure. Let's start out by delving a little bit more into each of your paths. Sal, why don't we start with you, and then Paul will go to you. And I would like to know a little bit more about who you are and what the turning points were along your individual journeys that really brought you to this point of being a thought leader as an entrepreneur and someone who could actually create this different and interesting business model.
Well, thanks again, Sean. We'll kind of take you back to, my parents migrated here from Mexico, and for me, I'm the only child born in the United States. I have two older sisters that are also born in Mexico. So my dad had great work ethic, and he still does to this day. And he taught me how to work, and he taught me when to work. He taught me, weekends I had to work, and so. The truth was I grew kind of tired of working, following my dad's footsteps. So
no kidding.
A Monday through Friday job. He's a welder. He got me my second job after a short spell at Taco Bell. But I grew with that habit, So working, and then on weekends I would ask for overtime because that's what I saw my dad do. And my mom, she always worked and took care of us. So, I mean, that's where I get my work ethic from. But I learned at an early age that I wasn't quite the right fit for a job. And it was just because I always dreamed of something bigger, and I daydream. Great worker, but always daydreaming. And there's only so many hours, right? So many hours we can work. And so I realized no matter how much overtime I get, my income was capped. So fortunately, my dad pushed me. I got engaged at an early age, and my wife was even younger than me, but we had our first child, and I wasn't even ready, right? And so my dad says, okay, you need to step up to the plate. And so he actually invested $200 to have me start school and get my real estate license. And it wasn't a thought-out plan, It just he said, "Go get a real estate license, see where it takes you." So, thankfully, I'll fast forward.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. It gives you an opportunity to really just forge your own path. I think that if I had thought of real estate, it might have been a good idea for me, but it's not something that I thought of. How about you, Paul? What are some of the turning points along your path that have brought you to this place where you are a thought leader, where you are a business leader, and where you have created a business model that is very, very different from other business models, where you have stepped out from the regular path? What is it that brought you to this point in your life?
Thanks again, Sean. That's a really good question, and it can get very deep. But just to keep it simple, you know what? I think the point I was exposed to real estate early on, and I was exposed to the luxury market early on because I was the office manager at this place. And I mean, to have Louis Vuitton and these top names as clients, the broker, principal broker that was there, she was making a pretty good amount of money. But to me, I didn't know what entailed running a business and what entailed in the real estate industry. I was only what 20 years old, or maybe less than that, when I was doing
How
that.
precious.
And you
I
know,
love that.
I'll tell you something. At that age, it doesn't matter who it is, but when they tell you, hey, listen, save your money, how about you get your license, how about you do this, how about you do that, and you listen to all the advice, but you don't hear anything. And
Right.
you do what you want to do, which is have fun, enjoy your life. You're young. So I didn't really listen, but I saw it. I saw it, and I said, wow, I do remember like my boss, who was the broker, she would go and she would make a good, $2 million, $3, $4 million a year, and to me, it was just too out of reach. Until I came here to California, I was gonna go to Silicon Valley, like I said, like you said, my uncle, who only speaks Spanish, told me, do real estate. He goes, I make six figures and I only speak Spanish. And I said this to my uncle. I said, are you serious? I go, I'm bilingual. And I go, so,
Wait, did you say it in Spanish?
so in
¿Estás
my,
serio?
so in my mind, it was that reality of like, wow, if he's doing, six figures with one language and I speak both fluently, I go, the things
Yeah.
I do. And at that time, I actually saw one of his checks, his commission checks, and I said, okay, I am leaving the IT industry forever. And it happened, as a way of finding yourself, because I left New York to come to California. I was already looking for something. You see what I'm saying? So I think
Mm-hmm.
if you're passionately looking for something, you eventually find it. And I did. I found that here. And I learned that, like what Sal was saying, which is, a 9 to 5 at an IT job, yeah, you can make some okay income. And I'll tell you this, it's a little bit fun, doing that kind of stuff. But you get to a point in your life where you say, you know what, I need to do something that is gonna allow me to reach my goals and dreams. Is this what's gonna do it? And at that moment, I said no. I saw real estate, and I said yes, this can definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't, I never turned back. I live here now.
That's beautiful. Aha, there you go. That's a beautiful thing. And the important lesson there, I think, is when you hear the message in the atmosphere, you have to be willing to say yes to the universe. You absolutely have to be willing to say yes, because you could have stuck to your plan. You could have been very rigid about the way that you live life and gone on up to Silicon Valley and missed your calling, missed your partner. So let's talk about that for a moment. How did the two of you meet?
Oh man, that's a good story. Briefly.
Yeah, it was through briefly. You don't know, people come into your life for a reason, right? And a certain season. So there was a gentleman I met at a Starbucks that many years back, and we were talking business. But fast forward 5, 6 years later, he invited me to a meeting with this gentleman, a sharp individual, and we were going to talk about just business in general, expansion. And that's where I met Paul, through this individual, and we clicked so much to the point where he told us, you guys need to shut up. You're here because of me for my meeting.
Funny.
True story.
True story. We were literally,
Yeah.
like sitting next to each other and facing our host. And within what, few minutes
It was
in,
just a
we're
click.
facing each other, and our host was like, "Hey guys, don't forget."
Yeah.
That's funny.
Just click. You just click organically,
Yes, yes, absolutely. But I have had occasion to click organically with a lot of people. And I talk with a lot of people about doing business with them. I do have a couple of business partners. Les Brown is a business partner of mine. Mary Lamborn, a woman that I do business plans with. I do the words, she does the numbers. There are some people that I do business with, but it's very, very few and far between compared to the number of conversations that I have. So let's talk about what actually led you into business together so that you could actually function as business partners. That must mean that one of you is strong in some area and one of you is strong in another area. And then beyond just working together as business partners, how did you change the business model to be so special? And then perhaps you'd like to spill some of the beans about just how special your business model is.
You know what? It's a pretty big question, but if we break it down, the first thing that I want to acknowledge too is a good thing that you brought that up, is to close out on how we met. You know what? I think life actually gives you these signals, these hints of how and why you should do certain things, right? It's law of attraction, what you're thinking,
Yes.
those is the instinct, right? I believe that's in business as well, but I believe in everything in life that is worth building and building big, you have to pay the price. You know, you have to pay the price, and I believe that Sal and I met through the gentleman that brought us together. But lo and behold, business didn't fly well with that project, and to us it was a headache because we were all engaged. But to us it was a headache. But what little did we realize is that as we were working through the troubles, Sal and I became close, and that's what actually gave us the ability to say, hey, why don't we do this together? And at that point, we saw that our visions were parallel. And I think once we saw that our visions were parallel, I opened up a little more. He opened up a little more. And I said, "This is what you want to do?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, that's kind of what I want to do." And that was it. It's like, hey, you know what? I trust you. You trust me. Let's do this. But here's one thing that we definitely made sure. We made sure that our egos were nowhere to be found. Because if you want to work in a partnership, your ego can hold you back from doing great things. And I think that's a problem that a lot of partnerships have, whether in business or not. You know, it's really the ego. Because like if Sal was doing this video by himself, guess what? I would be okay with that. Because I know that what he says is exactly what I would have said. So it's vice versa. It has to be that way.
That's beautiful. So let's then turn our attention to your business model. Now, you two are real estate agents. Sal, you're a broker. Paula, you a broker as well?
No, Sal already had his broker's license. I didn't have to take that.
Fabulous. You only need one. There you go. So how do you then begin to separate yourself from the industry and keep yourself from just going down the same path that absolutely everybody has gone down before? How did you tweak it? How did you change it? And what is it that you ultimately did that is so special?
Well, the industry is the industry. It's always changing, but the main thing is we're in business to help families and individuals either buy, sell, or invest into real estate. So the core belief is there. One of the things, at times we can get caught up on the production side, where I know a lot of agents that are very successful, but they're only as good as their last sale. So Paul and I realized, hey, we're as good as our last sale. We sell something today, tomorrow we have to wake up and work after it. So I'll lead you through how the company, the idea came is you need a foundation, you need a business model that works even when you're not there, you need a system in place, and you need an exit strategy. As I mentioned, it took me 5 years to earn $1 million and get to the net worth, but it took me a long time to lose it all. I didn't have a system in place. I was just a great salesperson, right? And I mistaken that beginning for the end. So I was trying to retire early. Lo and behold, everything kind of came back down. But the beauty of it is I got up and I learned from it. it's never an easy step to take, but you have to wake up. I realize that if I'm just tucked into a corner, um, counting the past and talking about how great it was and blaming it on the market, that I'm no closer to moving ahead in life. And so I took
Mm-hmm.
that, and that's how our company was formed. Paul will talk to you about the name Korea, because thinking, it took me a while to come up with a name, but I didn't want it just to be any old name. I wanted a meaning behind it, because I did my research, and I was trying to find companies that existed that had a system in place. And really the system was something that existed, but like I said, we're caught up on being top producers, or we're caught up on our ego as the broker, and we want to override all our agents. And I knew, hey, if I can give this opportunity to other individuals as it was given to me, but I had to choose to take that opportunity because the support wasn't there. My broker didn't come to me. I had a few brokers along the way. Never came to me and say, hey, Sal, I want you to be the broker. I want to teach you how to own your own office. No, because they saw me as direct competition. So they would say it's very difficult. There's a lot of liabilities. Well, some of that is true, but they didn't know what was inside me, that I wanted to do something.
Mm.
So that'll lead us to the foundation and what we're about. So Paul's great at sharing this.
Yeah, I mean, Sal hit it on the nail exactly, and I think it's so important that we have we acknowledge the different hats that are involved, the different parties involved when you're talking about a business. You have the owners, you have the client, and then you have your agents. Specifically here in the real estate business, you have your agents, you have the broker, the brokerage itself, and then you have the client. So there's being a real estate agent for 10 years here in California, what I really looked at is my journey. I looked at my journey and I said, okay, I've succeeded up to here. How did I do it? Because if I can figure out how I did it, then I can begin to duplicate it. And guess what? That was the way that Sal and I kind of connected and said, wait, we can actually make this a really good system, and it works. I go, why? Because I've been doing it for the last 10 years. So. Yeah, how can I teach you something that I haven't done? You see what I'm saying? And
Yes.
Only a top producer can teach you how to be a top producer, right? So
That's
here's
right.
the thing. CREA, just to touch on CREA itself, CREA, and its origin from the Latin creatus, equivalent to crea. It's derived from the word create, to cause to come into being as something unique that would not naturally evolve, or that is not made by ordinary process. Now, why is this so important to us? And we include this as part of like the cover page to when we are in front of clients, and we make sure that they understand the definition, because it has meaning to it. In Spanish, crea means to believe,
Right.
or to create. Well, what are we doing here? We're creating a different kind of culture. We're creating a different kind of system that can be followed and duplicated, and at the same time, we're also, paying forward the entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurial bug that everyone tends to get every now and then in their lives. As a real estate agent, through that journey, I realized at one point I said, what's next? Yes, I've sold homes, all types of homes, and yes, I've made money. That's not the point. The point is, a top producer and someone who always wants better and thinks big is always going to say, what's next? And at that point, and I believe that a lot of real estate agents and other professionals ask themselves that question, but there's no support. There's no support to say, that's a good question. Let me show you what options are available to you. Or even if we didn't have any, at least say, hey, listen, I'm an owner. I'll talk to you. I'll give you advice, and maybe you can go out and do the same. And I'll still be happy for you. But what we've created here is an opportunity for agents to reach a high level of success and net worth, but at the same time, when they ask themselves that question, instead of having competition, you go out and now I open up my own office across the street from you, we say, hey, would you be interested in opening up a CREA branch? and you take the system with you. That's the great part of it. In other words, it really is a turnkey system to building a great real estate company. And
That's magnificent.
yeah, and this way you pass it forward, and the person is going to tell you what they're going to say. Oh wow, really? I can open up my own branch? Yes, you can. And guess who's going to be helping, training, coaching, and running the system with you? We are. Why? Because
The
again,
support.
yeah, and that's something so
That's
important
perfect.
that Sal is always saying is you're not in business by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. That's what he says. And
Absolutely.
so very,
Absolutely.
you know,
It's just wonderful. I think it's great. So what I'm actually hearing you say is that it's a combination of researching systems, because it is systems that makes a business run, function properly, sustainably, and then it's a matter of really soul searching and finding out what your heart message is, and then finding a way to make your business model really elegantly relevant to other people. And when you can do that, you can build something that can spin on its axis, and it can create a space in the industry where none previously existed, where there was just a solid wall of competition.
yes.
Paul and Sal, I really, really, really thank you for joining me on this week's episode of Your Business Accelerated. And I would like for you to sit tight for just a moment while I speak to the folks at home. And for you who are watching the show, I thank you so much for your time. And I told you at the top of the show about the 2014 Entrepreneur KickStarter Business Mastery Circle. And I promised you that I was going to give you a little bit more information about that. And so I am going to keep my promise. What I would love for you to do is keep this show going, but open up a second tab in your computer and jump over to kickyourboss-to-the-curb-today.com. I'll say it one more time.
That's good.
kickyourboss-to-the-curb-today.com, and take a look at what we have there for you. That is the information page for the 2014 Entrepreneur Kickstarter Business Mastery Circle. And let me tell you what you're going to get. You're going to start with a laser coaching session with me. You're going to get to work directly with me on your business. And we are going to enter into a conversation that's very much like the one you heard tonight. We are going to look at all the moving parts of your business. And we are going to identify the low-hanging fruit in your business. We're going to orient you towards that fruit. And then we're going to spend 6 weeks working together in a mastermind group, a community, to get you to that low-hanging fruit. The whole point is to get you in revenue mode in 2014. So once we get you through that laser coaching session, that is going to put your sea legs under you. You are going to feel strong and confident. And then we are going to show you how to tell your story. Now, many of you know that I've been working with Les Brown, the Master Motivational Speaker, for about 5 years. We do workshops together. In fact, we'll be speaking together this weekend at the Torrance Marriott Hotel. So if you're in the Los Angeles area, come on out to the Torrance Marriott and see Les Brown speak. You will see me speak as well. We will put that expertise to work for you. We're going to show you how to tell the arc of your story, show you how to break it apart and make it relevant to the people who are listening to you. So if you have designs to be a speaker, we're going to show you how to be a dynamic speaker. And then we are going to take you through a product creation module where I will show you free and low-cost ways for you to create CDs, DVDs, all sorts of products, books. We're going to take you through a book elicitation project that is going to get your entire book project out of you in 1 hour. just 1 hour. It is a very, very dynamic process, and one that I know you're going to enjoy. I'm also going to take you on a WordPress 101 junket to the back end of my website. I'm going to show you how a WordPress website works. And if you are someone who has ever been held hostage by some web jockey who said they could do what they could do and they couldn't, that will never happen to you again. I'm going to show you exactly how a WordPress website works. And if you can send an email, you can run a WordPress website. I'm going to absolutely prove it to you. So take a look at all of these wonderful things that you are going to get. There are also some terrific bonuses for you. There is a 7-item pre-recorded webinar series that I recorded about a year ago, and these represent some of the major questions that people have asked me over the last 20 years of practicing business law. That's right, I've been a business attorney for 20 years, and I've been a business consultant for 30 years. Trust me, I have seen every train wreck there is in business, and I know how to keep you from being the next one. So jump on over to www.kickyourbossToTheCurbToday.com. Take a look at the information page we have for you there, and you can actually sign up there. And if you have any questions, please send me an email, Shaune, SHAUNE, at businessbootcamponline.com, or call me directly at 213-718-3468. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on this week's episode of Legal Biz. Did I say Legal Biz Cafe? That's tonight on Blog Talk Radio. This is your Business Accelerated. I want to thank you for joining me. Paul and Sal, I want to thank both of you for adding to such a dynamic conversation today. Is there some words of wisdom that you would like to leave folks with?
You know, for me is really focus on you. Each and every one of you have something special inside, and if you feel something tugging, maybe your gut or your heart, go after it. Take a chance. Invest in yourself. Invest in systems, mentors, just like what you offer, Shaune. One of the things, you know, with my fancy title, financial marketing, what I learned is I'm pretty good at that, but I'm smart enough to know I don't know it all, and I'm smart enough to know that you hire other individuals to leverage that. So that's the best advice.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Paul?
Myself, you know, the best advice I can give you as far as an entrepreneurial perspective is if you really want to make an impact and change the industry, you got to think big. Think big and don't let anybody tell you different. Another thing, also begin with the client. You know, that's how we began. We began with how can we make things better for the client. You saw the downfall of 2007, and it's happened before, so it's a cycle. I said, you know what? How can we do better? How can we protect the people? Well, you begin with them, and then you realize that, and then you build around it. So and guess what? The company's last. If you want to give a client the best service, you got to know, like in our industry, who is sitting kneecap to kneecap with those people, the agents. So what do we do as a business? We need to make sure that our agents are the number one, are the best, sharpest, most enthusiastic people that are going to be able to help you. You know, so begin with the client, and you'll notice that it is yourself that you have to get better in order to give that client that excellent service. And your business will
wonderful. Thank you. That's beautiful. That is perfect advice, both of you. Thank you, Sal. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Sal. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this week's episode of Your Business Accelerated. I am your host, Attorney Shaune B. Arnold, reminding you, as always, to maximize your competence, to get the confidence you need to succeed. I'll see you next week, right here on Your Business Accelerated. Bye-bye.